Duke Gonzaga, Friday night. It's the one that, again, we're going to be talking about the next few days in college basketball because now people are going to give Gonzaga the national title. They are. They're going to give it to them. Duke looked really good. Champions Classic. They haven't really been tested a whole lot since. But they got Banchero. It's Banchero, by the way, Steve, just for future reference. I screwed it up too. I screwed it up with Paolo last year. So just want to make sure you get it right. It's Banchero, and he is a stud, but I worry about, Duke's point guard situation. I really do. And that's the area that I think, as long as Gonzaga doesn't go out and have too much fun in Vegas, I think they're going to be fine. But if they're out there tonight hitting the strip, and who knows with Drew Timme what he's doing with the stash out there on the strip, and he might get an NIL deal tonight in Vegas. Who knows?
Oh,
yeah.
Don't out here insinuating that these guys are pulling a Jeff Goodman and staying out at 4 a.m. at the craps table slamming bourbons. All right.
Yeah. That team looks like they'll be dialed in.
Actually, if we're being honest, UCLA kind of played tonight like they were at the craps tables until 4 a.m. slamming bourbon. So
yeah, very true.
Yeah, I would. If I was picking, I would. You just can't not take Gonzaga. I mean, I don't know what Timme finished tonight. With tonight,
18 and 8, and it was quiet.
Yeah, quiet. That's what I'm saying. He was quiet tonight, right? But Chet came alive, because that was the big thing. Hey, we haven't seen Chet against Texas. He was okay. He didn't do this. Tonight he responded. Their guards responded tonight. Duke will get out there plenty of time. They'll be rested. Everybody will feel good. Be an unbelievable game. Duke, physicality on the perimeter, will be a test. But, I like Gonzaga in a really, really good game. Hopefully it's not like this tonight either way.
All right, so let me ask you this then. There's no line up right now at Bet Rivers for this game. That's probably not going to get here until some point on Thursday night. The college basketball lines don't come out until then. But right now at KenPom, Duke is a 6-point underdog, the same thing that UCLA was on KenPom's projections. And I'm just curious, are you laying the points with Gonzaga? Or you think they're going to run away from Duke?
I don't think it'll be a runaway. Gonzaga was phenomenal tonight. I'm still sticking with Gonzaga as the pick, but I would think it's a really, really competitive and really good game. And Gonzaga gets tested going to the last immediate timeout tonight, Friday night for sure. I believe it's Friday night. But the over/under probably be about 160. I would gather, because these teams
156, and it was 156 in this one, and some of us may have lost the under on.
But they both can really, really score. You know that for sure.
Yeah, listen, I expect it. It's not going to be like we saw tonight. That's for damn sure. It's going to be competitive. Texas. Again, both games. Think about it. I mean, tonight jumped out on, right? I mean, Gonzaga jumped out on Texas. They jumped out on them tonight. I want to see if Duke plays with them. What's it going to be like for this Gonzaga team with a little bit of game pressure, because they haven't faced any of it in their two big matchups. And, Vegas, I think it'll be probably a split crowd between Duke and Gonzaga. Tonight it was a pro-Zags crowd, which is to be expected. But I think Duke will have their share of fans. So, all right, well, listen.
Hold on. I think that Duke has a very real chance to win this. Yeah. There's a couple reasons why. One, Mark Williams he hasn't had the greatest start to the season, but he's big and he's physical and he's 7'1", and he's going, at the very least, he's going to be better than Miles Johnson when it comes to getting the ball in the paint and actually making something happen. I think that there's a real world where he might be able to actually get Chet into foul trouble. And look, he hasn't really done much, but the last 3 games he's averaging 14 points per game. So it looks like he's starting to figure it out a little bit. He's a big one. Paolo obviously is a guy that can be a difference maker. They have Theo John as their third big off the bench, which, I mean, when you could bring in a former all Big East defensive player as a 5th-year senior that is willing to come off the bench, that is going to change what you could be defensively, that's huge. AJ Griffin is just starting to find his rhythm a little bit. Trevor Keels, the the insane performance he had in the Garden, he hasn't really backed that up. It might be a little bit of a Tyrese Maxey situation, but I mean, he is a dude that we've seen kind of be able to take over a game like that. And maybe he's just someone that rises to the occasion in a moment like that. And this is going to be a moment like that. I think that Duke matches up really well with him. Now, I thought the UCLA matched up really well with him too, and that did not go all that well. But I think that there's going to be a little bit. I would be very surprised to see Duke come out as flat as UCLA did in a game like this and in a moment like this.
All right. Thanks to Bet Rivers. Thanks to everybody for joining us. As usual, tomorrow night, John Fana, Randolph Childress, Terrence Oglesby will join us at the regular time at 11 o'clock Eastern, and tip of the cap to the Zags for the win tonight.